This story begins with a cute little girl named Suzum. She was looking for her mother but was nowhere. She sat on her knees and was sad, but suddenly she saw a girl coming towards her, but suddenly she woke up. Tamaki summoned her and she replied, coming at the breakfast table. Tamaki told her that she might get up late tonight so she would manage her dinner. Suzum asked if she was going on a date, but she wasn't. Now they both left home and Suzum was enjoying the breeze on her bicycle. Suddenly she saw a man and got obsessed with his beauty. When they passed from each other, it was a magical moment for her. He summoned him and asked if she knew of any ruin there. She told him the way and he said he was looking for a door. Now at the station, her friend named Aya came, but Suzum was lost in her thoughts. Everyone started walking, but she was stopped. She told Aya that she had forgotten something and would come after some time. She drove her bicycle with full energy and went to the ruined place. It was terrible. She started finding him and calling him, but there was no one. While wandering, she suddenly saw a door. She thought that he was also talking about some kind of door. The door was in the water, but she stepped into the water and walked to the door. When she opened it, she saw a different, magical place. When tried to step in, it was nothing. She tried further, but still wasn't able to go inside. Suddenly she noticed a weird statue and grabbed it, and suddenly it changed into a cat. She was scared and ran. During the lunch break, she tried to talk with her friends about it, but she noticed some weird smoke coming from the mountains. But her friends didn't see anything, and suddenly everyone got a notification of an earthquake. She was shocked that no one was able to see that smoke, so she started running, going towards the mountains. When she reached there, she was shocked to see that the boy from morning named Sudha was also there and was trying to close the door. He told her to go away and suddenly he fell on the ground. She came to him and suddenly some magical strings started going towards the smoke and the earthquake warning was also increasing. She was about to get hurt, but he saved her and got injured. He again started trying to close the door and she went for his help. Sudha said some verses and there was a magical lock on the door. They closed it and he locked it with his key. After that it rained and he asked what she was doing there and where is the keystone. She didn't understand anything and he was about to leave. But she took him to her house. She told him to go upstairs. When he went to her room, it was messy. He started arranging it and saw a broken chair. He sat on it. She started band-aiding him and told him that her mother was a nurse. He told her that it was his duty to prevent earthquakes due to these doors, but he needed the keystone for that, otherwise there would be more earthquakes. She asked how she could help him, but he introduced himself and she also told him her name. Suddenly a cat came to her balcony and it was very lean. She served her food and asked if the cat wanted to be her pet and the cat replied. Suzum was shocked. The cat told Sudha that he was in her way and suddenly he disappeared. Suzum was looking for him around and suddenly the chair stood up and started talking because Sudha was changed into the chair. He got angry and started following the cat. Suzum also went out and met with Tamaki. She tried to stop and ask where she was going, but Suzum didn't answer her properly. Sudha was following the cat, and Suzum was following both of them. Everyone was staring at them weirdly because it was the first time when a chair was running after a cat. They went into a ship, and Suzum was looking around for Sudha. She finally found them, but the cat jumped onto a tour and said next time to Sum and jumped into another boat. At night Suzum called Tamaki and told her that she was going to spend her night at her friend's place. Tamaki was angry, but she hung up. She took some food for them and went to Sudha. She asked him why he was a chair. He told him that he thought the cat was a keystone and it cursed him. Suzum was guilty and she said that she removed that cat. Sudha understood that the keystone was displaced. He told her the name of the cat, Daijin. He told her that he was a closer who closed the open doors to prevent the disasters. Now she ate food and they slept. The next morning she woke up and Sudha was still sleepy. She welcomed the day with a cute smile. Everybody left the ship and Sudha also woke up. Now, she asked to help him, but he told her to go back home. Suddenly she was shocked because the whole social media was filled with the news of Daijin. Sudha said goodbye to her and started moving on his own. Suzum was at a train station and was holding Sudha. They sat on a train and Sudha started whispering. He told her that it was not safe for her to follow him, but she told him that it was not safe for him either because the internet was also looking for a walking char. Now they were walking on a road and she was looking for Daijin's location because they thought from which area reels would be more Daijin would be there. Suddenly a girl named Chika passed on a motorcycle, but unfortunately, she dropped her fruits, and Shoyuta and Suzum helped her. Now they sat and had a little talk, but suddenly Suzum saw that smoke. She started running, but Chika offered her a lift and dropped her to the ruin. When they reached there, Shoyuta was running fast. He started trying to close the door. Suzum also started helping him. She started feeling the presence of people there. Somehow she closed the door. It rained, and Daijin told them that another door would open soon and left. At night she called Tamaki and she was worried for her when she heard that she was out of the station. Minoru was also watching and listening to Tamaki when she was on a call with Suzum. Now Suzum and Chika sat and started eating dinner. Tamaki was still texting to her. Suzum told Chika about Tamaki and that she was her aunt and her guardian too. They washed the dishes and talked, and at night Chika asked her why was there, but Suzum didn't tell her anything. Chika asked about the chair and Suzum told her that it was her mother's last gift to her. At the breakfast table, she saw the news about Daijin. She went to Suda, but he was sleeping. She tried to kiss him but stopped herself. He woke up and Suzum showed him the news. Chika gave her some clothes and they both said a warm goodbye to each other. Now she was waiting for a lift and it started raining. She went into a shade and a car stopped and gave her a lift. She was a lady with twins. The babies were curious about her chair, but their mom shouted at them. They stopped for some food and the lady told Suzum that the caretaker was on leave and she had to open the shop so Suzum could help her. She was shocked. The babies were so naughty and Suzum got tired, but Suda helped her and the babies enjoyed playing with it. On the other side, Tamaki was also looking for Suzum with Minoru. The lady asked Suzum for her help in the shop. It was a kind of club. Suzum suddenly saw Daijin there, but Daijin ran. Suzum called Suda and started following Daijin. Why she was doing this and Daijin showed her the smoke. Suda came and Daijin left. They started running towards the smoke. They decided that she'd close the door and Suda would catch Daijin. Both started executing the plan. Suddenly it lighted up everywhere. The coaster also started, and Suzum saw a beautiful visual inside the smoke. Suda also grabbed Daijin and asked her to change in Keystone, but she showed him Suzum. Because Suzum was stepping into the smoke, and she was lost, she was about to fall, but Suda saved her. She closed the door and it rained again. He asked what happened before and she told him that she had seen a beautiful place and might have seen it before. He told her that it was ever after. Now she had come back and the lady was worried about her. They sat for dinner and Suzum sat on the chair. At night Suda told her that he had a flat in Tokoyo and was a student. At night Suda had a dream where he saw his body was freezing, but suddenly a door opened and he woke up. Suzum showed him the news about Daijin and she started going with the lady. They also said goodbye to each other and Suzum started his journey towards Tokoyo. It was a quite busy city and she got tired. She went to the shop to get the keys to Suda's room and she went to his room. He told her to grab a box and started telling her about the past of doors and that smoke, which was a worm that caused an earthquake. He told her that there were two main gates and one was in Tokoyo, but he even didn't know the exact location of the gate that opens the worm. Suddenly Suda's friend Sarazawa knocked at the door. Suda told her to open the door and let him go. He entered and she told him that she was Suda's cousin. He went inside and told her that if she talked with him then tell him that the exams for the teacher's post had started and his friend had failed it, without his help. He'll never let him disappear without returning the 20,000 he borrowed from him. He got a notification of an earthquake and she noticed the worm. Suda came and they started running. Everyone was staring at them because Daijin was also following them. Suda started following Daijin. He tried to grab her and asked her what she was doing. But she ran in Suzum and Suda saw the gate was down in the train's track. The worm was spreading very fast. There was a great shock and earthquake warning. The worm was coming out with more speed now. They saw Daijin riding on the worm and Suda jumped on it. Suzum also jumped on it, but she was about to fall and Suda grabbed her because the worm wasn't something hard. The worm started covering, spreading like a roof, but no one was able to see it, but only the birds. Suzum was running and Daijin told her that the world would end soon. Shoyuta asked why she didn't change into the keystone. Daijin jumped to him and said, "You are a keystone now." Suzum was shocked and Suda said sorry. He started freezing and Suzum didn't understand anything and he finally froze totally. Daijin told her to stick him inside the worm, otherwise everyone would die soon. She was crying and without any desire. She did that and a rainbow appeared. Suzum was falling but Daijin saved her. She had a dream about her mother and how she made the chair for her. It was her birthday gift and she was very excited when she saw it. When she woke up she was close to the door. She tried to go inside but was helpless because he was in ever after. Daijin came and said now they both could live together. But Suzum was angry and sad and she said she didn't love her and she shrank. With a high weight on her heart, she locked the gate and promised that she'd save him soon. She came outside and started walking. Everywhere people were staring at her because of her condition. She went to Suda's grandfather and he said he knew that Suda failed. She told him that he was in ever after as a keystone. She asked him if he knew any way to get him out from there, but he said he had accepted the fate and she also had to. She said she'd open the gate and get him, but he asked if she wasn't afraid of going to the ever after. She cried and said she was afraid to live without him. He said he suspected that she might have lost in ever after before. She said it was the time when she was young and she saw her mother there. He advised her to find the door to ever after again and then she could save him. Suzum left and a cat came to him and he entrusted her with the safety of Suzum. Suzum went to Suta's house, took a bath, changed, wore his show, and started walking. She met with Sarazawa, and he told her that she could come with him. She held her, but she shouted at him and said she could go by herself. Suddenly, Tamaki came and she was very worried about her. Suzum jumped into the car and Tamaki also jumped in. Daijin was also there. She talked and Tamaki and Sarazawa were shocked, but Suzum said it was just their imagination. She set the destination and told him to take them there. He started driving and Suzum fell asleep. Sarazawa showed Tamaki his card and she told him that she was Suzum's guardian and thought when she found Suzum in the snow and told her that she'd raise her up like her late sister. Tamaki told him that they were going to their old house where Suzum's mother died. While going he stopped the car and Suzum went out. Sarazawa came and said the place was beautiful. She went to the car and they again started the journey. It rained and when he opened the roof it was broken because his car was second hand. They stopped at a restaurant for food and Suzum was in the car and she got the earthquake notification. Tamaki came and asked why they were going to their old house, but she didn't tell her anything. She got angry and said, "Let's take a bus and go home." They both started fighting. It got worse with harsh words. Suddenly the other keystone named Sadajin came and started fighting with Daijin. Tamaki fainted and both the cats went to the car. She came to consciousness and she ran inside and started crying in front of Sarazawa. Now they were going and talking when suddenly Sadajin said something. Sarazawa and Tamaki were shocked and they had a little accident. But the roof got fixed somehow. Suzum told them that she could make it to the destination on her own and started running. Tamaki also took a bicycle and started going. Now Suzum and Tamaki were going together and Tamaki told her that she understood she was chasing after someone she loves. Tamaki also apologized for the fight. They reached the place and she imagined her childhood. She took out a box from the mud and there was a book inside it. She started calling her memories which were clear now. She also found the drawing of the door. She started finding it and Daijin showed her the door. She understood after seeing the gate that Daijin was guiding them to open that door. She opened it and saw the ever after. Daijin recovered. She said, "I am going to Tamaki," and they went inside. The floor was burning. Sadajin started fighting with the worm in his converted form and she saw Suda. She was about to fall and Daijin saved her. After a great number of hurdles and problems she kept on running towards her fate, her destination, and her love. She started pulling the chair and said she'd become the keystone. Daijin also started helping her when she heard this. She suddenly went to Suta's memories. She recalled everything that had happened. She was crying and kissed the chair. Suta was freezing but the door opened and she grabbed his hand and took him with herself. They were safe now, but Daijin was a little weak. She said to return her with her hands and convert itself into stone. Sadajin was also losing. Suta took her with himself and started saying the verses. And the world changed like before and suddenly Sadajin ran to him and they were falling. But they stuck the two keystones and the worm stopped, and the world changed into beauty and peace. He gave her his jacket and she got her chair back. She saw someone there. When she got close, she was her childhood, younger, little Suzum. She asked her if she was her mother. Suzum said no and little Suzum started crying. She was in a very bad condition. Suzum didn't bear it and held her, but she said she wanted her mother. She ran and fell. She was crying for her mother and the bigger Suzum also started crying. Suzum remembered the chair and went close to her. By giving her the chair she gave her hope. By saying that, how it looks now, doesn't matter, because the future, the fate is beautiful, because love is beautiful. This was how the future gave hope to the past, that if the night is endless, the bright day will come definitely. By saying that she was little Suzum's future, Suzum gave the chair to her. And all of them went to their worlds. Suzum locked the door. This might be the end of this fate, love, and hope. But the future, fate, and love are beautiful because how it looks now doesn't matter. Who you are, and what your fate is all that matters. Subscribe to the channel for the latest updates.